I've always been the kind of person who notices things others don't, hidden motives, subtle tensions, and those unspoken words that hang in the air. It's both a blessing and a curse. Being an INFJ means navigating life with a finely tuned emotional radar, one that often picks up on what's left unsaid. It's like seeing the world in a slightly different light, one that reveals not just beauty, but also cracks beneath the surface. Over the years, I've realized that this gift doesn't sit well with everyone. Some people feel seen in a way they're not ready for, while others are unnerved by the way I challenge the status quo without even trying. No matter how much I strive to build bridges, certain types of people just seem determined to burn them. And that's okay, because not every connection is meant to last. Let me take you through a few stories that perfectly illustrate the kinds of people who simply can't stand me, and maybe you'll find yourself nodding along. Take Rachel, for example. A former coworker of mine, she thrived on drama and manipulation, pitting people against each other for her own amusement. At first, I stayed on the sidelines, thinking it wasn't my place to interfere. But the moment she tried to pull me into her web with some harmless gossip, I pushed back. My refusal to engage was like holding up a mirror she didn't want to see. She called me self-righteous and judgmental and stopped speaking to me altogether. I learned that manipulators can't stand someone who refuses to play their game. Or Jake, the loud attention-seeking guy at a party I attended last year. He dominated every conversation, turning every topic into a monologue about his own achievements. When he finally asked me a question, I gave him a genuine, unpolished answer instead of the ego-stroking he expected. The shift in his demeanor was almost comical, like I'd thrown cold water on his performance. Some people I've found dislike INFJs because we prize authenticity over flattery, and that can be unsettling. Then there was a hyper-cynical guy I met in college. His default mode was tearing down ideas and mocking anyone with a shred of optimism. When I shared my vision for community work, he rolled his eyes and muttered something about saving the world. His constant need to poke holes in my positivity made it clear. Some people can't handle hope because it challenges their carefully constructed walls of doubt and apathy. My old roommate, a total control freak, was another lesson in incompatibility. He had a rule for everything, down to how the spoon should be placed in the drawer. I tried to adapt, but when I suggested a more relaxed approach, the tension was palpable. He couldn't deal with my preference for flexibility and mutual respect over rigid systems. It dawned on me that control freaks often clash with INFJs because we value emotional harmony over dominance. And then there are the opportunists, like a friend I once had who only called when she needed something. At first, I was happy to help. I genuinely enjoy being there for others. But when I started setting boundaries, her call stopped altogether. She wasn't angry that I said no. She was upset that I'd seen through her one-sided approach to friendship. INFJs are natural givers, but we also recognize when that giving becomes exploitation, and not everyone likes being called out on it, even indirectly. Workplace dynamics brought me face-to-face with insecure alphas, like the team leader who constantly undermined me. He seemed threatened by my quiet confidence and determination to focus on solutions instead of politics. The more I stayed grounded, the harder he tried to knock me off balance. It was a stark reminder that some people equate strength with dominance, and they struggle to coexist with those who lead through empathy instead. And let's not forget the gossip crowd. A coworker once cornered me, fishing for my opinion on a juicy office rumor. My simple response, "I don't think it's fair to speculate," earned me an annoyed look and the label of being no fun. But if staying true to my values means missing out on the drama, I'll take that trade any day. Lastly, there are the emotionally unavailable. I dated someone like this, a girl who dodged deep conversations and deflected serious topics with humor. When I tried to connect on a meaningful level, she admitted that my emotional depth made her uncomfortable. "You make me feel things I'm not ready to deal with," she said. That was our final conversation. Looking back, these experiences have taught me a valuable lesson. Being an INFJ isn't about trying to fit into every space or winning over every person. It's about embracing who I am and recognizing the relationships that genuinely matter. To all my fellow INFJs or anyone who resonates with this, stop trying to water yourself down for people who don't appreciate your depth. Celebrate your ability to see through the noise, value authenticity, and create meaningful connections. Because the right people, the ones who truly matter, will cherish you just as you are.